Hello, I'm Bonnie Burkert, and this is Truth Be Told, Transformation. I'm here to share tools to transform your life, to live your highest truth. Today, I'd like to introduce Teresa Riverwood. Teresa and I actually studied in India together. It's where we met. And there were some crystals there, weren't there?
Oh, there sure were.
But she couldn't bring all of those that she has here with us. She
brought some rocks back for sure.
I wonder if there were some. So we'd like to talk today about the healing properties of crystals. So for a long time, do you remember pet rocks back in the 70s?
Yes.
Right? Exactly. So I think that this takes it to a whole new level. But it's not just for fun. I mean, we really find that there are strong healing properties with crystals. And so Teresa's going to talk us through some of these and how they can be used and what these actual pieces are. So,
okay.
Where would you like to start?
Yeah,
would you
where
like to
do we
pick
start?
And we'll talk a little bit about maybe one of your favorites.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's hard to choose a favorite, although I do have one particular favorite. Goodness, where to start? So today I brought with me different types of quartz crystal because quartz is the most common and it's what most people have or are more aware of. Of course, there are a million different types of gemstones, and today we're going to focus on quartz and all the different types of quartz that there are.
Great. And if I can just jump in, I mean, one of the things that we talked about in the description of the show is how quartz is used generically, right?
Absolutely.
So we know them in watches and actually in computers and things like that.
Piezoelectric and pyroelectric properties.
There you go. So,
yeah.
I mean, there is legitimately a charge in these rocks that are being used for industry.
They conduct energy. And you can use them to focus energy, aim energy, clear energy. You can use them in your space to amplify the negative ions, which clears out the positive ions, just like a waterfall does. You know how you feel really good at a waterfall? You can do that for your home too. You can use them to program, to set intentions, to balance all of your chakras, your energy field, many different ways to use them.
That's great.
Yeah.
Another traditional use that's been around for a long time is a worry stone. So you may see me, I'm playing with something, and this is a dark one. So this is a black tourmaline.
Yes, it is.
But is this still in the quartz family?
No.
Okay. So we'll talk about that.
It is not.
But the worry stones, right? You know how people would hold them in their pockets and
Pocket
things
stones,
like that.
yeah.
So interestingly, again, who
Yeah.
knew? Maybe somebody just thought they were holding something just to offset,
Sure.
just to distract. Sure. But in fact, there could be a good vibe coming from it.
Of course. And a worry stone, they call them worry stones to help get rid of your worries,
Yes.
right? And to calm
It's maybe not
you.
the best name.
And those are, exactly. But those are usually
Rebrand.
a tumbled stone.
Oh, true.
And it's smooth, it's been tumbled, it doesn't have its original shape to it, but they feel good.
Yeah.
To the touch.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. The first thing I think to start is, how do you choose a crystal? How do you know which one is right for you? And literally, it's the one that jumps out at you. Yeah. The one you're drawn to. You can feel it. We talked about there's pyroelectric properties too, which means it's heat, right? So
yes.
when you pick up a stone and it starts to feel warm in your hand, then you know that one is symbiotic with your energy.
How powerful. I love that.
Absolutely.
Can people buy crystals online?
Yes.
Because that's tricky, because then you're not able to feel it.
You're not able to feel it. But if you're drawn to it,
right.
If you're really, really drawn to it, then it's yours. And sometimes if it's not meant for you, it'll disappear.
Yeah, I've had that happen actually.
Yeah.
Very strange disappearances of a collection of crystals. I've heard that.
Although Herkimer diamond, which is another type of quartz, named Herkimer because of where it's found in Herkimer, New York, is famous for disappearing. It's it can go into other realms and other dimensions.
I mean, Teresa, I've actually had that happen.
So have I with this particular
with that,
stone.
and it came back?
Oh, yeah. It fell from the ceiling. Literally, it was gone for about a month. And I'm in my meditation room, and all of a sudden, it just falls from the ceiling. Woo!
I
don't know where it went.
I believe. Mine, I had a bracelet, and it broke, and I sent it back to get restrung, and it broke again, and I just, for some reason, I don't know whatever happened to the crystals after that.
When a stone breaks, it means it's complete with you. And the best thing to do is to bury it, return it to the earth.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so you've chosen your crystal, and then it's time to cleanse it. So what we do when we cleanse a crystal, there's many different ways. You can smudge it by burning sage, cedar, Palo Santo, your favorite smudging material. You can take it for a dip in the ocean. It loves salt water. You can fresh running water, streams, and tap water if it's purified. Stones love fresh running water. Also, some people like to put them in a bowl of salt, but I don't recommend that. Straight up salt, because it's too abrasive.
Yeah.
And it can scratch the surfaces of some stones. So dissolving salt, like 3 tablespoons per cup of water, and then soaking overnight. And then, of course, rinsing the stone really well.
All right.
Yeah.
Good
so
idea.
those are some ways to cleanse it.
Those are cleansing,
And
clearing, right?
it's
So whenever
clearing.
we get one, when we first get a crystal, ideally, that's what we do.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Can I ask a specific question about that?
Sure.
What if you get a crystal and it's from a beautiful store and a beautiful place that you're visiting, and you want to hold the vibration of that? Do you go ahead and hold on to it, or do you feel that you should clear it first and then it becomes more your own, and then it kind of imparts the energy that way?
That's a very good question. Really good question. And it can go either way. If it is from you feeling like it's already got really, really good energy into it, what you're going to skip, you can skip that cleansing stage if you would like to, and go straight to melding with that stone and claiming it as yours, to blend your energy with it, and then program it. Yeah, absolutely. So programming, that's the next step.
Yes.
And that is basically setting intentions. Or first you want to claim it as your own. So you would, take your crystal and you start by breathing, calming yourself, getting yourself into a nice meditative state.
I recommend inhaling, exhaling through the nose.
Beautiful.
We studied yoga together, so Teresa knows what I'm talking about with that specification.
That specification.
Cheers.
Yes. Nice deep breaths. And just allowing yourself to come to a place of calm. And then tap into that stone. Just feel it in your hands. It might start to get warm at this point. And you want to breathe with it for 20 minutes. At least. And it really, it also starts to recognize you and your energy. So now there's this symbiotic relationship happening with your stone. And so you've claimed it. And now once you've claimed it, during that same time, after about 20 minutes, you can begin to program it. And when I say program it, I mean place your intentions into it. What do you want it to help you out with? Bringing more peace. Would you like it to clear some negative energies? Would you like it,
Illumination.
Illumination. Help with your spiritual
Transformation.
growth. Yes. Help with your spiritual growth. All of these things help, find answers to a specific question. There are certain stones that help illuminate, the hidden messages and things.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
protection.
Protection, absolutely.
This one is
healing
against EMFs, right? Good for.
So
I
does
keep
quartz.
this around computers and difficult phone calls.
Black tourmaline is very grounding as well. Yeah, but so is clear quartz. Helps alleviate radiation as well.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. Incredible.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Absolutely. These are powerful tools. Extremely powerful tools. You know, they're not just pretty rocks. They're powerful tools. So you got to be mindful when you're working with them. This is why I'm here, to help you out, right?
Yeah, fantastic.
Especially like with lasers. A laser is identifiable by the wider part at the bottom, and it goes all the way into a nice point at the end, a nice thin point. And this is one of the most powerful master tools of a crystal healer, is the laser. And I always cover the tip.
Yeah, I noticed that you're doing that right now.
I cover the tip because you don't want to be haphazard with a laser, because it could just start slicing up auras.
Okay.
And you don't want to do that. These are things that most people don't know.
Now, I'm going to ask you really quickly, because I want to hear that, but you studied, you want to give a little bit of background? On,
oh, yes.
On
yeah, so I studied crystal healing with a woman named Katrina Raphael back in 1992 or 3. But I had already been studying crystals on my own. But through her, I got the professional training on how to actually work with them in a healing session.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Which is something we'll talk a little bit more about as we go. So
Yeah.
you took it to another level, not just educating yourself about the stones themselves, but how to really work with them in a more sophisticated way.
Yes.
All right. Well, I didn't mean to derail the talk about the laser. Did you want to tell us a little bit more, or any experiences that you had in using these? And
the laser, honestly, I wouldn't recommend unless you know what you're doing.
okay.
It can be dangerous in that sense. Although, you know, a laser is very good for protection and conjuring that protective bubble around you at all times. That's amazing. But you have to be very conscious with how you use a laser. I don't think it's for the beginner. It's not a beginner stone. Sorry.
And I do want to mention, and we'll talk more about this as well, but Teresa does do consultations, and so if you wish to learn things, more details on this, we'll make sure that you know how to reach her along the way.
Yeah, so I'm just now beginning to open this up to the public. You know, my background is working with high-profile clientele within the music industry and entertainment industry, and
well, I won't ask any names, even though you know I want to know.
Yeah,
but I do want to ask a question. So somebody books a massage. You know, they have their people talk to
I do
you.
massage too, by the
And,
way. All sorts of healing work.
And so, Teresa, do you show up with like, oh, hi, here I am. I'm going to help you out with my crystals, when they think they're just going to get a good,
Well, so interestingly enough, that's actually how I got into massage, is because I was doing, and I was really young when I started doing this, early 20s. So I didn't really know at the time how to relay to people what energy was or how to use it. And people would they'd be like, this rock is going to heal me. And I didn't know how to really explain it to them. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just go to massage school, get them on my table, and do some rocks. But then that wasn't in integrity. And I found out I was actually really good at massage, too. So, no, I don't do it without them asking. And, it's actually pretty hard to carry around all these rocks.
Yes.
Because I go to my clients. So, yeah. Unless it's a specific laying on of stones is what we call it, treatment, then no.
Just curious if you
Yeah.
surprise people or if they
I don't surprise
specify.
them unless they ask for it.
Unless they
You
seem
know, and
open to
sometimes
it.
and they know it. Sometimes they know.
They know that about you and
They-
your
mhm,
offerings, and that's wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
Would you like to take us through a few more of these and tell us a little bit more? Any stories, any anecdotes?
Well, it's interesting that you say that because here's the golden healer. I don't know why I just picked this one up, but I did. And this one is called a golden healer because of the iron hydrocate, I think is what it's called, that's inside of it, that gives it that yellow color. And this one, and there's a beautiful rainbow. I don't know if you can catch that on
It looks great.
on the camera or not, but it's really, really,
It's definitely got a
really,
sparkle.
really beautiful. Really good for healing on all levels. This is a master stone.
Where did you get that, Teresa? Do you remember how that showed up in your life? That's all right. I won't put you on the spot.
Actually, I don't.
It doesn't. I know.
I don't. I have thousands of stones, y'all. Like, I can't remember where I get them all. And some of them I've had for 30, 40 years. This one is my absolute dearest stone. It is a quartz crystal, but it's called ahawite because of this beautiful turquoise colored inclusion that's in there. And these are super, super rare. But when you hold this, it is like peace and love in a bucket. Like, it is so amazing. It's a super, super special stone. The energy it carries is very sweet.
I love that.
Sweet. Yeah.
I love that. It's beautiful. You know what
Yeah.
would be great is if you could put some photos up on your Instagram account. I'm sure people would love to swing by and take a closer look. So
Yeah, so I'm going to have to build my Instagram more around stones just because it's more of my personal,
hey,
but I
Truth
do
Be
have
Told
some.
is asking. So
Okay, I'll do it.
I think it could
I'll
be
do it.
really
They're
fun
now,
for people
they're
to
now
see.
out there. They have been
Yeah, and
revealed.
also we'll be on, this is also carried on as a podcast, so we're not everybody's going to be able to see the visuals of it all. So Teresa_Riverwood at Instagram. So over at Instagram to take a look at some of these, what we're talking about.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Another special one is this. This is an celestial etched ametrine. And I don't know if you can see that in the light, but it's an amethyst that has citrine growing straight up the center. It's got this golden
that's
ray
incredible.
that comes right out the point.
That is so incredible. So
Yeah, and this is ametrine polished. So you can kind of see the citrine within the amethyst.
So we've got a purple and a gold, and I mean one of the ways I relate to crystals is as they relate to the colors of the chakras.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if everybody's knowing your rainbow, but I mean if you've got the
Know your
citrine colors, the yellow, it's the solar plexus, right? Our center, our
absolutely.
belly. So
Yeah.
is that one of the ways that you work with the
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
based on color?
Sure. It's a really good way to start, and it's a very good foundation to have when you're working with the stones of color, for sure. And these are natural citrine points that have not been heat treated.
Oh, I
A lot
see.
of citrine that you see is dark gold.
Oh, yes.
It's been heat treated. Same with amethyst.
Oh, no kidding.
A lot of them, when they're really, really dark, have been heat treated. Not to say that there's not naturally dark, because there are, but most of them that you see for sale have been heat treated that way. But these are natural citrine points.
Interesting. So many
Yeah.
colors. So many different colors attributed to each stone. So we always think of amethyst as being purple, but there are instances where it is not. Is that right?
Well, this is a nice amethyst point.
Well, that's
Oh, this was a gift from my brother. That's why I brought it. It's special.
I hope he has a chance to see it.
Yeah. Amethyst can cut, shades of purple, light. Actually, there's been a little bit of a green, but mainly that has to do with different inclusions, different mineral
I see.
compounds that are in it that give it a different color. But yeah, mostly amethyst is going to be purple.
Okay.
And you work with the crown chakra with
All right.
generally.
Fantastic. Well, and I know topaz has lots of different colors.
Of course.
For,
a lot
would be
of stones,
one example. Yeah,
different
another
colors.
example. Better example.
What would
A
be?
better example of there isn't one color. So topaz can be brown or it can be blue, correct?
Oh, yeah. Imperial
Yeah.
topaz, it could be gold.
Yeah.
It can be pink. It could be, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Topaz is beautiful. I
Yeah,
love
topaz is a yummy stone.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Very much so. So does size matter?
Nope. Not when it comes to crystals. Some things are power-packed. No.
Laughter in the studio. Now. I'm
No,
just talking about
definitely
rocks
not.
here.
Size does not matter. No.
And yet you've got some really incredibly...
Yeah, I brought some bigger ones. This is, you're okay to touch
I see, that was
Thank
another
you.
thing to talk about. Do you let people touch your crystals? So...
As a general rule, no.
I know.
But
It was hard to not.
that's okay. I know you. I love your energy. It's fine. I know
Thank
where
you.
you're coming from. It's the same way when people, approach you and like touch your necklaces or your jewelry. It's like, these are my
Yeah.
sacred objects. These hold my energy all day long. I don't like it when people do that. It's just, it feels invasive to me.
Yeah.
Especially my mala. Do not touch my mala.
Yeah. No, I know that.
But yeah, because your stones are holding your own energy and what you've programmed into it. So we talked in the beginning about cleansing. You're wanting to cleanse other people's energy and any other unknown situation that this stone has been in to give it a fresh start. You know, these are ancient, I'm going to say beings. Everything has consciousness, as do these. These are living beings. They all have a vibratory rate, as do trees, as do plants, flowers, and humans. And these are ancient. Since the beginning of the earth, these have witnessed it all. Yeah.
I mean, one of the ways I like to think about crystals is that, I mean, it's like a diamond, right? You know,
Sure.
there's always the metaphors around diamonds, how it starts off as coal and it goes into the fire and under pressure.
Yep, under
right,
pressure.
it starts to shine.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's a wonderful metaphor, right, for going through the hard times in life. But just that pressure, what creates these crystals to begin with?
Yeah.
I mean, how could it not have a vibe from that? I mean, think
Totally.
about what it went through to become this beautiful, this
Yeah.
mighty.
Yeah.
It's not just dirt. I mean, it's still a solid form. It's not just the metamorphic rock. This is a whole nother level.
Some say solid, some not.
Yeah. Well, right. Yeah. Like the igneous.
yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like this is a form of gravity in a way, right? Because the pressure that has created this, I don't know. To me, it's one way of explaining
There's
why this has
so
the-
many things
power.
contained in a crystal.
Yeah.
There is elements, right? There's different minerals. There's pressure. There's time.
Yeah.
There's sacred geometry.
True.
The way that all of these are formed, let's see if I can find one. Well, these are sacred geometry in and of themselves.
Yeah.
The way that they shape and form is mighty. And you can even see sometimes on, is this one? The faces of them you can still see, or the markings.
A face is the smooth side.
A face? No. Thank you for. That's a good question. A face is here. The points, the termination.
Oh,
This is
okay.
called a termination, right? The point of a crystal. These are the different faces. And actually, crystal is not a substance. It's a shape.
Oh, that's true.
It's a six-sided form.
Yeah.
So the way it grows is in the shape of a crystal. I mean, there are other things such as fluorite forms in octahedrons, or cubes, or there's different shapes that tetrahedrons, the things that they
Sacred
form in.
geometry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So within every stone is sacred geometry, and pressure and all of that. These are just really, really amazing and special things to work with. And because of their ability to focus energy, conduct energy, you know, their power, they hold power.
Indeed.
Yeah.
No, and I feel it, and I've been collecting for a long time. I don't have the collection you do, but definitely would look forward to catching up a little bit. I want to share an anecdote. I was over in Kauai last summer during the pandemic, so, you know, a little dating on this. And there was a beautiful store that sadly had to close for obvious reasons during lockdown. And luckily they were open when I got there in the summer, and I asked how things were going. Were you okay? Are you so happy you've made it through? And they said, oh, business has been booming. People have been calling us to get crystals to help heal our planet, to help heal this pandemic. And so we had the you know, the high vibration of the locals of Kauai doing what they could and finding that tools that, I mean, to the point that the store actually was a little low on supply.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, fantastic.
It was a lovely store called, oh, I'm going to forget the name. We'll put it out there. I just exactly can't get it. All right, but anyway, it was in Kilauea. For those people that know Kauai, and we'll make sure we list that in the comments so that you know this little reference that I'm sharing. So let me know how you've been, especially we've kind of come through this, and with more time probably on our hands to really contemplate healing, both ourselves and planetary. So let me know what that has meant for you, both with the crystals and a bigger picture, because Teresa actually is very wise in a lot of modalities. I asked her to come and talk to me about crystals, but there's so many ways, and maybe how that all interacts for you in staying well.
What's your question? That was very long.
Crystals, how crystals have helped you. How crystals have helped you stay well during this pandemic time.
Well, my house is basically a crystal museum. So this is just a smidge of what's in my home. My home is covered in crystals. You walk in the front door and you are greeted by crystals that have been programmed for, you know, all who enter my home to come within love and light vibration. You know, there's protection stones. There's, you know, my crystals everywhere, crystals by my bedside. So they are a big part of my everyday wellness.
Yeah.
Every day, not just through the pandemic. Yeah.
So if people were going to get started, any favorites that you would guide people to? For example, a birthstone? Might somebody want to look into what their birthstone is?
Sure. And then there's alternative birthstones. You know, so I am, by Western astrology, a Cancer. So a July baby. So a July is usually ruby, but for a Cancer, there's alternative ones such as moonstone, you know, or aquamarine, things that, you know, relate more to the ocean, you know, or the moon and the tides, because with Cancer, moon is our ruling planet. So there's a whole nother section of crystal healing that works in conjunction with astrology.
Yeah.
And I have a very, very special astrologer. She does Vedic astrology, and she can, like my mala that I wear.
Yeah.
It's peridot and aquamarine, and it has to do with my astrological chart and what I'm going through. And so this helps me balance the planetary influences on my life at the moment.
Amazing.
And so my astrologer, Julia Bagnoli, she can read my chart, and she was able to tell me what stones I need. So
incredible.
Someone might want to go to their astrologer and
we're
check
going to
that
have
out.
Julia on the show sometime soon.
Oh,
to
that would
talk
be
more about
fantastic.
that. Yeah, we'll let her know you sent her our way for
Oh,
sure.
awesome.
Yeah, indeed.
Awesome.
So lots of so many details, so many levels. I mean, it can be as much as it's pretty and I want to have it on my desk. Sometimes I find I'm looking at a crystal and I'm just contemplating it oh, look how it's got a little cloud in there or a little
Yeah.
little story going on inside.
Yeah.
And guess what? You're in meditation when you're doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, without even trying, you can kind of lose yourself. It doesn't have to be a formal, I am going to meditate now. It really can be as simple as enjoying this beautiful work, creation from our planet. And then you find yourself that you've kind of lost yourself in it. And I really love that it can be as simple as that or as sophisticated as what Teresa's describing.
Absolutely.
That there are many different types of crystals. There's many ways to use them, even to the point of how you're holding them properly.
Yeah.
And so what an opportunity.
Yeah.
If anybody would like to learn more, we will share all this information. Do you have anything else you'd like to share about as far as if people would like to work with you? They can contact you through Instagram. You're on Facebook as well.
I am.
And private sessions.
Private sessions. I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So unless you want to fly me out to your home in another state.
/ country.
Exactly. I work with a lot of people from around the world, but they usually come here.
They come to you.
They come to me. So, sure. Hit me up on Instagram or Facebook.
All right.
And we can work with that. Otherwise, find yourself a nice quartz crystal, start, playing with it, just gazing into it, connecting with it.
Yeah,
and see how it works for you. Yeah.
One last question.
Yeah.
Charge it in the moon, charge it in the sun. I know there's some stories people say put your crystals out, but I know you have
very good question.
I know you have some opinions on that.
Sure. Amethyst. Don't put that in the sun.
Yeah.
It will fade.
Yeah.
And you don't want that beautiful purple fading. So don't ever charge amethyst in the sun. Keep it out of direct sunlight. Other stones, love the sun.
Okay.
Sure. After you cleanse them, especially if you cleanse them in water, leave them out in the sun for a little while. Under the moon, full moons and new moons, as well as the equinoxes and solstices,
Okay.
are pretty potent for charging your stones.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The outdoors.
Outdoors.
Right?
Oh, yes. Outdoors. Keep them away from
the
pollution.
equinox.
Keep them away from a lot of, if you live on a busy street,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put them outside where the cars,
Okay.
and the residue from the tailpipes can, land on them. But, I want to talk about that because people are making what they call moon water.
Yes. Tell us about that.
A lot. It's a thing right now, as well as grids. People are doing a lot of grids, which are beautiful and wonderful. But all stones are not meant to be put in water. I make elixirs with a lot of different stones and gemstones. For the layperson who's not an expert on stones, I would stick to using quartz, which is clear quartz, rose quartz, amethyst, citrine. Those things can be put in water and then consumed. People drink this water to energize from within. There are many stones that are toxic because of, like this one. I wouldn't put this one. Even though it's clear quartz, it has the inclusion in it. And what's inside here can leach into the water, and a lot of stones have too much copper in them. They have other minerals that you don't want, mercury, that you don't want to have, aluminum. You don't want to have those things in your water. So stick to the basics.
All right.
Yeah.
Keep it clear.
Keep it clear.
Keep it clear to be clear.
Woo!
And that's...
I like that slogan.
Oh, it's good for slogans. No, but that's what we're here to do. We really want to take everybody. I think it's quite well known, the opportunities to work with crystal, but to take it to an advanced level like this is truly a treat. And we're really glad that you came to talk to us here today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And please leave your comments for Teresa, and we'll make sure that she's in touch.
Yeah.
And
we didn't talk about 3/4 of these stones. But if there's any that you see on the table, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching Truth Be Told, everybody. We will be back soon. In the meantime, stay tuned for new episodes from Tony Sweet, as well as the Truth Be Told Minuteman Report. I'm Bonnie Burkert. Thanks again. See you soon.